Good morning, everyone. It's Luna Bell. Y'all had started this reading, and I had noticed my money tree, and that there were leaves on it, and it's a new one that it's newer growth, and it's reaching above. There are two of them that are reaching above all other stems and leaves, and so there's like two rising above the rest. And they're new growth, and they reminded me of an umbrella the way they're shaped. And I have a song on my phone that is named Umbrella. It is by the Red Villages, and y'all, I'm just quoting this directly. It says, "No clouds in my storm, let it rain. I hydroplane in the bank, coming down with the Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we go. We Rockefeller. We fly higher than weather, and G5s are better. You know me, in anticipation for precipitation, stack chips for the rainy day. J, Rain Man is back with Little Miss Sunshine. Rihanna, where are you at? You have my heart, we'll never be worlds apart." I'm asking if I continue, and they said, yeah. I was being reminded of a poem I wrote about a karmic individual. I call her Nutter Butter. I've been a victim and a survivor of, gang stalking, etc., but they also stole my inheritance trust fund, but also my identity, but also my intellectual property. And I wrote a poem, and one of these, the song I wrote it with, I always use music as my inspiration, and the song that inspired me was Worlds Apart. And this is, you have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. But in magazines, you will still be my star, baby, because in the dark, you can't see shiny cars. And that's when you need me there with you. I'll always share because, when the sun shines, we'll shine together. I told you I'll be here forever. Now, I'm also being reminded that the individual, it's interesting how this worked out. I'm being reminded of the karmic readers because these individuals actually hired other readers on the internet, on, social media platforms where I'm also a reader, or was before they had my accounts banned. And one of them told me that this one masculine tied to this karmic female, Nutter Butter, she said that he was my true divine masculine. I see everybody as a reflection of me, or the sacred mirror. I'm going to use the word healing from the twin flame journey, because I choose to see everyone as that sacred mirror, that twin to me, and whatever. You are an opportunity to learn about me more deeply, if you want, more on a primal, intrinsic level almost. And she told me that he was my true mate. If you go with the understanding or the conceptual idea that we are all connected to Source, and that we are all but a reflection of Source energy, just in a different form, that we're all connected one to the other. I'm also hearing the continuous flow of energy. Now let's continue. I told you I'll be here forever. Well, let me go back. With you, I'll always share because when the sun shines, we shine together. I told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. Took an oath. I must stick it out to the end. Now it's raining more than ever. Know that we still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. See now, and I was thinking of this individual, but it was of the potential, the possibilities. And I'm being reminded of the divine reflection of me, that sacred mirror. And I'm being reminded how you can cleanse a mirror, but you can also lock it. You could go forward, but you can always lock it. And I'm again taking back to the two new growth stems on the money tree. One is bigger than the other, but they are both rising above the rest. There are two of them. Balance. There are 4 feathers, 7 stars, and then 3 balls on here. We're not taking all those. Growth, and it's a tree. Growth is a journey. Trust each step. Find balance to maintain and harmony in relationships. And then the bottom card is prayer. Y'all, there was one card off to the side, and it is resilience. Resilience is your source of strength in challenges. All right, let's see where we're going next with this. What I'm seeing is, and this is what Spirit keeps showing me, and I actually told this individual, my mate here, I work with everybody. I'm a direct conduit. It's source I'm channeling, my beloved Amun Ra. But I have a spirit marriage with Ampu, with Anubis. My understanding is that they occur for the betterment of humanity. What I'm hearing right now is that I have enjoyed the journey into the halls of Amenti. They're saying I have a curious mind. They're also saying the loops and the paradoxals, the paradigm. Okay, let's see where we're going with this, because I am very intrigued. And it's the Oracle of the Rose that we're going first for. Let's see. The Thorn, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. Absolutely. Thank you. Let's see where we're going here. I feel like we're going to get 3 cards. I mentioned the 4, the 3, and the 7. This is a new oracle deck here. Threw out 2. Do we want 2? You want that one. All right, let's see. We have grief in the reverse. And then we have Chamber of Innocence. Look at that. Now, when when I mention Ampu, when I mention Anubis, and I love this, I do, if you identify with the Galactic Federation or the Galactic Council, I refer to both. But notice here the girl, and it's almost like she's at this, she's connected to something higher than herself. Now, with my mate, I had told him while he was trapped in, while we all get in these cycles of the karmic or whatever, I don't care how you label them, but what choice will you make? Are you going to make the choice to repeat the same pattern, or are you going to rise above it? I'm noticing, again, I'm being again reminded of I was going to say the money tree, but a banana tree is coming out here. So we have the thorn, the protections, the boundaries, and the clear communication. Then we have the grief in the reverse, and then we have the chamber of innocence. I want to look at the chamber of innocence. Now with Anubis, what I told my mate here was, well, I'm not a pick-me bitch, okay? And if people need the pick-me bitch or or the Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head bitch, that, what I call a BOGO bitch, basically. And these are the one I refer to as Nutter Butter. Thank you for confirmation. He is actually still tied up in karmic cycles or bullshit with Nutter Butter. He's still in a relationship with her and others. Anyhow, and I had told him that if there is no action behind the words are meaningless, and that my beloved Ampu, Anubis, places me on a pedestal. And you see she's on a pedestal. And he does. He places me on a pedestal, but I also place myself there. I am worthy. And I want to accept I'm not going back to those patterns. I'm just not doing it. So let's see where we're going with this, though. And they're saying, they're reminding me I got my boundaries up, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So let's go. 42. This one I actually have to read. You're holy and whole. You're innocent and innately good. You never got kicked out of the garden. None of us did. You're wholly welcome here. If you feel as though you've done something wrong without knowing what it is, if you feel ashamed about hurting someone, or if you're finding it hard to be generous with yourself, it's time to release any shame, judgment, or bad feelings. Do what you need to do to let go and make amends, but don't forget that you're human. And as a human, you have to learn and grow, and so it is everyone else. You're precious. You are a precious child of the earth, no matter your age. There's nothing wrong with you. There never was. Be gentle with yourself, and in turn, be gentle with others. The harder we are on ourselves, the harder we'll be on someone else. And the harder someone else is on others, the harder they are on themselves. This card comes with a message of tenderness, of gentleness, of self-forgiveness. Don't be so hard on yourself. Trust yourself like the innocent one that you are. It's impossible to get it right all the time. Don't you remember that you came here to grow? You have a right to be here, and you don't need to prove your worth. You have goodness in you. You are an ever-changing work in progress. Grow and learn, but do it softly. When we know better, we can choose to do something new. This is what it means to be human. What does the innocent child within you want to know? What does the innocent child within you want to do? Lay down your sword. You know you have nothing left to prove. Honestly, that goes right along with what I was thinking this evening. I won't limit myself to thinking that someone as my mate or my twin or my divine counterpart. I see everyone as that sacred reflection, as my divine counterpart, beautifully broken and imperfectly perfect. A work in progress, much like an art piece. I even think when we put on our makeup or our clothes, that this is an artistic expression of self. Whatever self may be, self is a conceptual idea as well. As above, so below, as within, so without. I am getting the reference to the fire in earth signs. Earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. The number 5, change. And I'm noticing that it was 1550 on my timer there, I believe. So, but what I was being reminded of is that it's almost like being, when I said that, Anubis places me on this pedestal, and that I placed myself there, and I'm in this chamber doing my stuff, and you see how I'm enveloped. It's almost like within the womb, if you want the womb of creation, we are the Vesica Pisces, that divine child within the womb of creation. I realize that I'm on that pedestal. The unlimited potential is what I'm being reminded of. We are only limited by our limited beliefs. If we unlock our mind and realize, for me, I resonate with the Creator. And if you look at what the Creator has created, however you see the Creator, or source energy, or even self, because you also realize that the Creator or source energy created all, and we are connected to source energy. They are the Creator, so are we. I am the Creator, and the Creator is me, just as you are me and I are you. You understand? And then I'm seeing also the Fool's card, the new beginnings. And I'm being reminded of what I learned from Witch and Scythe. I like to give credit where I can, if I remember what I learned here, is I was being reminded of what she taught about the Fool's card in the sack, that little knapsack they carry on with them, the karmic or the trauma, whatever lessons that you move forward with, that the unresolved issues. And what I'm seeing is like the shrinking bag, but it's still there. And I'm being reminded of a spider's egg. Why a spider's egg? The weavings. That time period of seclusion, I'm also seeing the butterfly when they're in their little cocoon there and they emerge. Notice the small child. And I'm almost reminded of the womb here as well. And it's almost like data entry. What are we going to put in here? Where are we going? The unlimited potential is what I'm hearing. And it's like you leap from that. And I have a poem where I reference, and y'all, I've had I do have a copycat who's tried to claim not only my identity, but also my intellectual property. And my mate is tied to this individual. He still has relations with her or whatever. That's his business. But mine is learning from the past and my lessons from the past. Now that I have those lessons and I learned them in whatever, what choice will I make? I sit on the lap of destiny, and that's one of the poems I'm referencing, is that I had a lot of all of my poems are, well, they're channeled messages, and a lot of them are predictive as well about my own life. Nobody can claim my life. My destiny is my own. What is always meant for me comes to me. All right. Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to put that right here with the protection and all. The protection and the boundaries and the clear communication. Right under that is that star, that hope. But notice as well that she is pouring into the cup. She's looking into it. Now she could be scrying. Notice as well the fairy wings. And I mentioned the butterfly. The grief in reverse. Then we have the High Priestess. The Vesica Pisces. I love that. What I was being reminded of is when this evening, what I was remembering is that I do not identify a particular person or a name to my mate or my twin, if you want. I see everybody as my twin. I see everybody as my sacred reflection. The potential is always there, just as it is within me. I'm also being reminded of the Magician card. The earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. I have everything at my disposal, like the High Priestess here, to create what I want, and I have the unlimited potential. So we sit in the seat of destiny with whoever you work with. You realize your own potential. You have yourself on that pedestal. The self-love has paid off. The healing has paid off. The work you've done on self is paying off. You have unchained yourself from a bound, repeating melody, if you will. And you have the unlimited potential. Where will you go? You're fixing to take that leap of faith with the Fool's card. And when I look down, I notice the prayerful action. Notice the 3 butterflies. I'm being reminded of Mother Hecate as well, but I'm also noticing the colors in the background, and they remind me of the chakras. I'm being reminded of the Temperance card as well. If you resonate with Earth Angel, that may be for you. I've taken more cards than I realized, but we'll go with it. Alrighty, let's see what we get next. I'm really curious. Thank you. Take that card. Plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. You're setting down your roots, the new growth on the money tree. Notice that she has both hands out. Notice that they're growing. Notice again the light behind her as well. Notice as well the womb area. I'm being reminded of something I did at a park here recently. And y'all, allegedly, my case is actually being investigated. And these are, I'm sorry, y'all, all of a sudden we got some interference here with the throat chakra, but it is under investigation, and it'll be one of the biggest cases anybody has ever known for RICO, allegedly tied to some human trafficking, etc., etc. These are actually crimes against humanity. I had my inheritance life trust fund stolen from me, identity theft, as well as my intellectual property. And these are some of the individuals that are involved, and my mate as well, allegedly. Anyhow, the integration. What I was being reminded of is the trees. I love the trees. I work with the trees. And the visualization of the trees, and if you imagine the roots of the trees and how well they're grounded, but also remember their communication of the root system and how they communicate, how they spread out. And how they are connected one to the other, and that's how they communicate. And I tell people my understanding is understanding that I am connected to source energy, however you visualize or relate to source energy. I don't care if you call them God, Allah, or whatever. For me, it is Amun Ra, or spirit or source energy. And that if I am connected to the Creator who created all, if you wish, the greatest story we have ever read, then I understand also that I am that Creator. If the Creator put a part of themselves within me, that tiny little mustard seed, so then I am also the Creator, and I have, why limit my potential? You understand? But also, in understanding that, like with the trees, that the root system, how they're connected one to the other, and they speak to each other like that, but also their knowledge, like, let me put it this way. Source's knowledge is my knowledge. My knowledge is Source's knowledge. Your knowledge is my knowledge. My knowledge is your knowledge, much like osmosis, if you would. One to the other and the other on to the one, you understand? We are all. So there is, once you understand that, there is unlimited potential. And what I did at the park the other day is, y'all, I told you I'm being, everything's under investigation. This touches on this is worldwide, and it touches on as well, allegedly, with the Epstein case and human trafficking and crimes against humanity, etc., allegedly. Anyhow, I went up to a tree because I am always under observation. Everything's tapped into my devices, my phone. I am being followed. People are investigating. I mean, there's internal affairs, Homeland, you name it. There are people investigating Homeland, whatever that may be. Anyhow, y'all, I'm aware of the surveillance, if you want to use the word for that. That would probably be the easiest word for it. And I went up to a tree and placed my hand on the tree. And just by simply doing that, placing my hand on the tree, and I said, "Show me," to the tree. They showed me below, but also above. So I am seeing and what the trees are seeing, sharing their knowledge above and below, all the way around. They're sharing their knowledge with me. They're showing me, not only sharing their knowledge, but they're showing me what they are seeing around me at that moment. When I said, "Show me," it showed me much like on a radar or a sonar. And y'all, that's actually how I pretty much read energy. I'm very sensitive to the energetic waves, if you want. I just call myself a damn land dolphin. I'm a walking land dolphin. I'm like the sonar on a sub or something else. There's a hidden opportunity here, a hidden door, a hidden access point is what I'm hearing. And the potential for new growth is always there, always expanding. You want both? I'm hearing yes, I want to make sure. 20, healing the earth, love, humility, and respect. That's going right along with what I was saying. The healing that you're doing, accessing that knowledge. I was also doing healing of the land and the animals in that area, but also myself. I freaking fucking love it. I ain't gonna lie. Number one, the healing temple, restoration, care, and safety. Because as I heal the land and the animals, I'm also healing me. I have learned to heal myself. We are all that healer. I feel like we're kind of winding down here, and I'm noticing that it is 3:11 a.m. And I'm being reminded that we all have that infinite potential. Let's have a last card, please. I love it. I'll take it and run with it. I'm being reminded of how I said that I sit on the lap of a deity. Why would I worry about a mortal man? My beloved Ampu, my beloved Anubis, places me upon a pedestal. If I am that tree, and the tree is also me, and I access the knowledge of the trees of our land, the spirits of this land, that we are all, well, look at that growth, and look how it is set above all the others. We started out in the very beginning with the 2 umbrellas on the money tree, the 2 rising above the others, one bigger than the other. It doesn't matter. You see how it is. But now we're down to a singular tree. And she's growing beautifully. May it be blessed. Blessed be. I hope this helps. The infinite potential of unchaining the beautiful melody of the mind of creation that is contained within self. Don't bind yourself or your mind or your potential by chaining it to a certain particular thing. Realize your particular growth and your unlimited potential. Don't chain your mind with boundaries. You're right. You are the creator. May it be blessed, blessed be.